You guys quickly saw my mess. Hello, hello. There we go. Hi, everybody. This is Kristen Fagan here with Softlex Company with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading here on the Softlex Company YouTube channel. Happy to see you today. Hope everyone is doing fine on this Monday. Today we are going to be designing with some of our new TierraCast components. Hi Lydia. I'm going to be working with the Dagger Beads. I'm really looking forward to sharing this design with you. The Dagger Beads are lovely. And if you haven't seen, we have some new TierraCast metal components over at softlexcompany.com. We introduced them last week. We've had a little bit of a line for quite a while, and they're doing so well. You guys are really loving all of the clasps and cones and the rings especially that we've had in stock for quite a while, that we decided to bring in some more shapes to play with. Hi Nancy. So we've got some dagger beads, which I'm going to be working with today, and they come in 4 metal tones: copper, it's an antique copper, an antique brass, a rhodium plated bright silver, and a gold plated bright gold. Hi Lee. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, and we've got some Rondelle beads that we brought in. Hi Janine. In the same hammered texture, so they're really pretty, and they're in those same 4 metal tones. And we brought in some magnetic clasps. Hi Suzanne. So this is something I don't know that we've ever carried magnetic clasp at Softlex Company, not that I can remember. And these are they're really cool. They've also got the hammered texture on there too. This is the rhodium plated. The magnetic clasp can be a little tricky because they need to be super strong, which these are. If you have a weak magnet in your clasp, it just really doesn't do the job, doesn't hold, and it's really just not worthwhile. But if you have a nice strong magnet like these are, you even have to like slide them to open them because they are so strong. They make putting on jewelry really easy, especially, I would think especially for bracelets. I think those can sometimes be a little trickier. So I'm excited to have those in the shop to offer you guys too. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Hey Suzanne, hey Susie. Good to see everyone. So today we're going to make a pair of chandelier style earrings with the Dagger Beads, Softlex beading wire, and our Czech glass button mold beads. I'm excited about it. It's like a modern chandelier style, you know, very sculptural with the Softlex beading wire. Really easy to do, and I think it comes out looking pretty sweet. I've also got some SilverSilk here, so I'm going to show you how you can take that same design and use it as a pendant if you wanted to, instead of a chandelier earring. And lastly, if you don't like big chandelier type earrings, I was going to share a smaller, more petite alternative. So if you wanted to make a pendant and then the smaller earrings, you can do that instead. All right, what else do we have going on? Oh, all of the TierraCast is 15% off. So anything I'm showing today, the new items, as well as the items that we've already carried that are the TierraCast hammered products, are currently 15% off. If you go to the home page, you can click on the big 15% off banner, and it'll take you right to our TierraCast branded page, so you can see all the items that we carry. in that particular line, and all of them are 15% off and 15% off until tomorrow, September 29th at midnight. I'm out of the link. You mean the ring connector? Is that the one you're talking about? Those always go so fast, and the one that we carry in 3 different sizes. Or are you talking about the ellipse toggle that I used as a link in one of our previous videos? We also have the connectors. So we have 2 different types of connectors. We have the ring ones, the round ring connectors, and then we also have the ones that are rectangle. They are have like a little loop at the top, and they are a rectangle. Damien is sharing a link to all of them right now. Let me click through and see if I can see which one you're saying that we're out of. So we've got a distressed end bar connector. That's the one style, and then the ring hammered connector is the other style. And when I look at the ring, it looks like we have all of them. One more sec. Let me look at the distressed end bar. Nope, that one looks like we have all of them too. So I'm not sure. Did you look today, Suzanne? Because I think we got an order in on Friday of TierraCast. So maybe it was something that was gone. I will say on the ellipse clasp that I used as a link, as a little pendant, we are out of the gold and the silver, but we have the antique brass, the black, and the antique copper, and they should be coming in soon again. Okay, so hopefully the round. Yeah, Suzanne, I'm seeing all of the round ones in. Damien, can you take a look and see if any of them are out of stock for me? From what I looked just real fast, it looked like all of the round were currently in stock. Okay, so TierraCast findings, all the components 15% off through tomorrow, September 29th at midnight. What else do we have here? Some new things that we've got on sale are the outlet. We have 24 karat gold on there, fine and medium. The fine is almost sold out. And then we've also got a medium, and we've got our blue topaz. They are 50% off, and that is a retail only priced item. So if you are a designer, you just need to shop as a guest, and then you can purchase those outlet items if you'd like them. You just can't get any more discounts on top of that 50% off. The outlet items do have some sort of quality control issues, which is why we put them in outlet and why they're heavily discounted. You can look at the description of each one, and we will state in the description what we found on that particular type of wire and why we put it in outlet. They're very usable products. We wouldn't put anything up that isn't usable. So they're totally usable products. They just may have some slight defects that we wouldn't put them in we wouldn't put them in the regular inventory. And lastly, I just want to mention that we have a face mask lanyard kit that we introduced recently, and we just have 11 of those left, and then they're out of stock. They just come with some wire, crimps, lobster clasp, and beads, all black beads, so you can use them. They're very neutral. You can use them with other beads you have in your stash. And let's see. And on the homepage, you can find a link to our face mask blog where we share multiple videos. I think there's 3 or 4 on there about how to make your own face mask lanyard. So if you purchase one of those kits and you want a tutorial specifically on how to make one, you can find that right on our homepage. All right, let's get beading. Oh, thanks, Damien. Damien says he went and checked, and all of the round connectors are in stock in all of the metals and sizes. You do have to choose a size and a metal tone before you add it to your cart. Maybe if you didn't select a size or a metal, it would give you an error or said couldn't add it to the cart. I'm not sure, but there are 3 sizes and there are 5 different metals. So you need to select a size, you need to select a metal, and then you can add that to your cart. So maybe that's where it got hung up for you, Suzanne. Okay, let's zoom in a bit and see what we got to play with here. So first thing I just want to show before we get going are, these are the connector rings Suzanne is talking about. So they come in 3 different sizes and multiple metal tones: gold, silver, antique brass, black, and antique copper. We've used them quite a few times. I've used probably the large the most so far, and that's just because I don't have as many of the little ones. I think I gotta order some of the littler ones to play with. Lydia's having trouble with the connector as well. Damien, will you check on the 13 millimeter hammer tone ring? Lydia, what metal tone did you select? And just give me maybe, if there is, she selects silver or the rhodium plated. There should be at 1 if it's showing in stock. So if there's any way you can get me a count on that, that would be great, Damien. The 13 millimeter silver. And Suzanne was having the same problem with the gold. And Damien, if you're not sure where to look, just let me know and I'll take a look when I get a chance here. But you should be able to find it in the dashboard. Okay, so some of the new items we've got are these beautiful Rondelle beads. And we got these in 4 color tones, 4 metals. The antique copper, antique brass, the bright gold, and then these are the rhodium plated bright silver. They have a really nice weight to them. They'll be beautiful as accents in between beads in any design. I think Sarah used them for a bracelet, and they have a decent sized hole in the center, which is really nice too. So you know, go back with the wire through that a few times. You could probably get through it 3 times, I would think, at least. So if you wanted to play with going in and out of these beads, that would be really fun. They have a nice weight to them. TierraCast has been around since 1978, and they are lead free. I believe they have a pewter core and then they have casting on top. They're really, really cool. I'm excited to play with those. And then these are the magnetic clasps. So they're a decent size clasp, which is great also for bracelets. You see they just want to go together. And to open, you slide them. So just slide them out and then they go back together. beautiful, and they again have that hammered texture. So we've now got quite a few things in the product line with that gorgeous hammered artisan looking texture on it. Oh yeah, we've got these clasps too. So we've had these for a little while, and they are a wonderful size. I like these a lot. You can use them on the smooth side, or you can use them on the hammered side. So they have little extra availability to do them either way, depending on your design. So Damien was able to add them both to his cart. He's gonna check on the quantities for us so that we can figure out what's going on here. I don't know what's happening. My next question will be, are you guys using, Suzanne and Lydia, are you using a mobile device or are you using a computer? Just in case there is a problem, that would be helpful for me to know if there's something going on. So tools we'll be using, I've got some bead stoppers here. I have the chain nose pliers, magical crimping pliers, nylon jaw pliers, and a pair of cutters. Lydia is using an iPad. Okay, so you're on a mobile device. And let's see what Suzanne's using. So here is the chandelier design we're going to do today. So according to our website, we have just one left of the 13mm ring in silver and just one left of the 13mm in gold. So if you're trying to add more than one, that could be where the difficulty is happening. Thank you for checking, Damien. So these are the earrings we're gonna make. They are showstopper chandelier large earrings, and I'm using our Czech glass button mold beads in our spinel color. I have the dark blue lapis softflex wire with the antique copper dagger beads, and then using copper crimps and a copper earring. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this, and then I'm also going to show you, if you decide you want to do it as a pendant instead of an earring, how you can do that. So here's our dark blue lapis softflex beading wire in medium. It's lovely, lovely color. It's kind of, I want to say it's almost like a dark denim color. Not quite a navy. It's got a little bit of a different tone, but it's a beautiful dark blue. These are the dagger beads. So these are the new dagger beads that we're using in the antique copper color. I've got a jump ring. I've got some 2x2mm crimp tubes, a copper ear wire, and I've got some SilverSilk over here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today too. But first, let's make our chandelier shape. Hi, Inga, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And let me zoom in a little bit more here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, I just realized I have all my beads in here with different color tones, so I need to show this to you first before I can use the beads. So here I was playing with doing the same kind of design, but with a different metal tone and a different softflex wire. So here's the dagger beads in the bright gold with the Czech glass spinel bead, and then this is the citrine. This is the citrine wire. I think that is so pretty. It feels very fall, and the citrine is kind of like a pumpkin-y color. So there's one. This way is using the antique brass dagger bead, the same spinel button mold, but this one is now on the garnet color of beading wire. So you'll see how that changes. That looks really lovely together. I like that colorway a lot. And this one is using the bright silver dagger bead with the same spinel button mold, and then this one is the tanzanite soft flex beading wire. Yeah, the spinel wire. I think this one, I'm trying to think here, if I just grabbed one of my samples. So I think that one is garnet, but spinel and garnet are very similar. So either one would work lovely and bring out that spinel color in the beads. So one of the things I always do is I always keep a little baggie, a Ziploc bag of these scraps when I'm beading, and that is a great time. That's where I grabbed these from. This is a great time, so when you're trying to figure out what color you want to use, but you don't necessarily want to grab a whole spool or look at it on the spool, you can actually work from your scraps, pick out some colors, see what they look like on a bead, just like I did there, and then that gives you a nice example. Yeah, it's a lot of scraps. I probably could spool that all up. So this is the colorway I'm going with today. This is the dark blue lapis with the spinel bead and the antique copper. Hi, Tony. Welcome. We are making some chandelier earrings with the new dagger beads. And the reason I went with this color, which honestly, when you think of like rose and copper, a dark blue doesn't automatically come to mind. It's a little bit different, but it is what we put together for our newest SilverSilk kit. So if you've been online to check out the newest SilverSilk kit, I just have a picture of it because I actually don't have it yet. We've got a dark rose capture chain of SilverSilk, got copper findings, which includes crimps, lobster clasp, ear wires, and these 3-strand findings. This is actually 3 feet of SilverSilk, and then it's got a roll of the dark blue lapis color. And I just wanted to show you that this was like the inspiration piece of putting this together, because when we first thought about these colors, we weren't quite sure how they would work. I came across this and I was like, wow, this is really quite lovely. The blues and the copper and the tan and sort of that rosy tone really works well together. So I just wanted to share that with you, and that is what prompted me to work with this kind of rosy copper dark blue that we've got going on here. That was the inspiration for it. It does. I'm sure it looks much prettier in person. I think the photograph is dark, and then obviously I just printed it out. So I'm sure if I had it in my hands, it would feel a little different. It's got a copper core. So if you guys know capture chain, this is the blue I've got here at my desk. This one has a silver core, but the dark rose has a copper core and then a dark rose color on top. All right, so I'm just gonna cut myself some soft flex beading wire, which is a flexible stainless steel beading wire. Let me see how long. Yes, the blue is really pretty. That came in the new School of Magic bundle that Jesse James Beads is doing. And I think this was Ravenclaw. So if you go to jessejamesbeads.com, you can find this color of SilverSilk over there. They made it for their Ravenclaw set. And it works perfectly with our dark blue lapis. Look at how close that is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and string on one of these button beads. These are Czech glass beads. This is the spinel color. They are called vintage mold button beads because they were created from a vintage button mold. So I've got my bead strung on, and then I have my dagger strung on. And then I'm gonna take the side that has my dagger on it. I'm gonna take it around and feed it back through this bead. And it fits 2 strands of soft flex nicely. The wire is 16 inches long. I'm sure I'll have a little extra too. So there we've got our first little hook. And I'm just gonna hold it up to the one I did here to make sure it's kind of similar. Pretty close in size. And then I'm gonna string on a second. It's sometimes tough to find the hole on these guys. So just gonna string on a second bead, and then I'm gonna string on another dagger. And then I'm gonna take this end that has the dagger loose on it and go back through my button bead. There we go. And in this case, I'm gonna want to move my scooch, just pull on the loop wire to scooch the bead over next to the first one. And as you can see, you can always play with this style too by making your loops different. For this one today, I'm just gonna make them close to the same size, like that. And we'll add on one more. Hi Becky, welcome. We're making a chandelier earring with the Czech glass button beads and our new TierraCast dagger beads. All TierraCast is on sale, 15% off at softflexcompany.com until tomorrow at midnight. So now I have my third bead strung on, and then I strung my dagger, and then I'm gonna do one more time. I'm gonna come around and feed my soft flex wire through that bead to create the loop. Scooch my bead over. And just take a look at my loops, make sure I like the way they're looking. And you can keep going with this. I'm gonna just go up now and turn this into an earring slash pendant, but if you wanted to, you can keep going on this style and make a really pretty choker or short necklace, like a collar necklace design with this would be gorgeous too. So that's our pattern. And then I'm gonna take one of our 2x2 crimp tubes, and I'm gonna string down both beads. I'm sorry, I'm gonna string down both wires. This is Softflex Copper. So for our crimp tubes, just like that. And then obviously this is way larger, so if you want to make it, you could always have two different sizes if you wanted the pendant bigger and the earrings smaller, or you could make them the same size. I'm just going to keep scooching my wires up until I am close to being the same. And I also want it to be kind of in the center, so I want to just make sure that I've got my wires here looking nice and centered. And this is just about there. Okay, so when we're using 2x2 crimp tubes, generally you can get 3 strands through the tube. So you can get 2 going up, and then I usually will take 1, go back down, and make my loop. Now, for some reason with our copper crimp tubes, they're just manufactured a little bit differently and sometimes can just be a little too tight. So what I did here is I doubled up the crimp instead of going back down because I was having such a tough time. So if you can get it, you can take one of these and just go back down through the crimp tube. If you're using gold filled or using sterling silver, you'll be able to do that fairly easily. For some reason, the copper can get a little bit tighter in the manufacturing process. Becky loves chandelier earrings. I do too. I love a big earring. So I'm going to use the magical crimping pliers, and I'm going to crimp this closed first with the 2 wires coming out the top. You just want your crimp to sit right inside of that notch in these pliers. Give it a good squeeze. It'll pinch the 4 corners, and then you're going to turn 90 degrees and place it back in that notch and squeeze it again. I'm using the ergonomic handle ones today. We sell regular crimping pliers and then ergonomic handle. The crimping part is the same. The only difference is the handle here. Okay, so now I've got that crimped. I'm going to go ahead and add, first thing I do, I'm going to actually cut free the shorter one with my flush cutter. And so I just have 1 strand of wire now, and I'm going to add my second crimp tube, and now I'm going to make my loop. And I'm going to pull that wire until I get a loop similar in size to this one I already did. See, I got to pull it down just a little bit more. Just a smidge more. And then I will go ahead and use the magical crimping pliers again. Squeeze, turn 90 degrees, Oh, hi, Lydia. Yeah, I just said why I didn't do just one crimp. When you're using 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes, you can generally get 3 through, so that would be 1, 2, and the loop would be 3, except for some reason, the copper crimp tubes can get a little tight at times. And due to the manufacturing process of this particular color, this metal tone, the copper, you can get a little snug, and I could not get my wire back down. So instead of being frustrated with it and trying and trying and trying, I just went ahead and did a double crimp. So one crimp takes the 2 strands up, then I trimmed off the wire, and then the other crimp takes it out and around. That's okay. I know a lot of times when I watch videos, I'm always doing something else at the same time. So, oh, it is all good. Okay, so this one we just had to put an ear wire on, and you're all set. You've got a nice chandelier earring. And then if you want, you can also create it as a pendant. My daggers are not, there we go. So to do a pendant, I'm just gonna open up a jump ring. You're watching Judge Judy. See, I knew you were watching something. Add a jump ring there, and now you've got a nice little pendant. And I think I'm gonna use this blue SilverSilk. So let me measure what this is. And then that could just be a really nice little pendant there. So this is 18 inches of SilverSilk I'm working with here. If you were to purchase the SilverSilk bundle, that's got the dark rose SilverSilk and the dark blue lapis beading wire, you would get double this amount. So you'd get 3 feet to work with. So to finish the necklace, all I'm going to use are these end findings that you can get. They come in the bundle. This is actually from the first bundle. I don't know if anyone grabbed this, but the first bundle we sold was the SilverSilk Shimmering Copper, and it came with 3 feet of the copper color and these findings right here. If you've never seen this before, SilverSilk is a knitted wire chain. So this is knitted with a very thin gauge of craft wire, and it's got a ball chain on the inside. Really cool product. You see here the ball chain kind of ends there, and then this is just excess. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that away. And then I'm gonna do the same, just sort of trim away on this side too, so that I have nice flush ends. And then you just stick your SilverSilk findings into the chain. And I'm using the nylon jaw pliers to squeeze it shut. They do like to slip out a little bit, so just sort of hold them in there and squeeze it shut. You could use regular chain nose pliers as well. You just got to be a little careful that you don't scuff up this beautiful finish. We have something called Tool Magic that you can put on your tools if you prefer to just use like a regular chain nose plier. And then I'll shove this guy in here. I want to make sure that I'm doing it the same way. I am. So you'll see these findings have a little logo on one side. You can either have them facing in or facing out. Just make sure you're doing the same thing on both sides. And that'll make it feel more finished and polished by paying attention to that. Let's see. So if you've never worked with SilverSilk before, I highly suggest grabbing the Softflex bundle we've got going on right now, because it's a beautiful fall rose color. You'll get a 10-foot spool of Softflex wire. You'll get some findings in there, the ear wires, and it's $3 off. So if you were to purchase everything individually, you're gonna save $3 by buying the bundle. So instead of $29.96, it is $26.96. So it's a great deal. Now I'm just gonna open up my jump rings, add my clasp, put my clasp on one side, and then just placed a jump ring on the other side. Ooh. Really, really pretty stuff. Looks great as just the chain for the pendant. And then you can have a matching pair of earrings. And then lastly, I was gonna share with you guys another earring design if the chandelier is just a bit much for you. If you like a more petite look, or maybe you want to make your pendant a little bit larger and you want to make your earrings a little smaller, you can just do one loop. So like I did before, you string a button bead and then you string a dagger bead, and you take the one end where the dagger is loose and you feed it back through the button bead. I'm just using a little piece of wire here, so I just want to make sure I'm getting it somewhat even. And then instead of continuing and doing multiple ones, you're just going to pull it up together with just the one little guy on there. And that one, and then you can play with your lengths. And let me see if I can go, if you're using a different metal crimp like our silver or gold or even the black end, you probably will be able to just go right back down into the crimp, no problem. And this one, these copper ones are just a little bit tight for that third wire. So I'm just gonna do the same process I did with the double crimp. When you're using these beautiful magical crimping pliers and they make this nice little bead, it just becomes part of the design. So you're going to crimp once, and then I'm going to trim off the shorter of the two, just because I like having the longer one to work with. Place another crimp on there and go back down to make your loop. Make sure your loop is facing the right way before you crimp. Trim off your excess wire using a flush cutter. You can go right up to your crimp using the flat side of your cutter as close as you can get it. And then using your chain nose pliers, just open up your ear wire and close that back up again. And now you've got a little simple one. Crystal is asking, does the Softflex wire come in a comparable copper color to the bead? I'd like to try the earrings in a monotone copper look. It does. We do have a copper color. Let me grab it for you so you can see. And then I'll also grab the spinel if I can find it here. That's the garnet. That's red jasper. That's garnet too. There it is. Okay. So this is our copper color. It's still a stainless steel product. So Softflex beading wire is a micro-beaded stainless steel core, and then it has a copper color added to it and a nylon coating on top. But it's a beautiful copper that works really well with any copper findings and will go really nicely with this bead too. It's lovely. We've got an antique brass color too, so if you like the antique brass kind of metal tone, we also have an antique brass color that you can use. And then we have a 24 karat gold and a sterling silver, and those are true plated metals. They have a copper core and then they have a plating on top. And that is called our extreme line. They're a little more expensive because they do have an actual plating on them, but they are beautiful if you want to have the same monotone bright silver or bright copper color. And then I wanted to pick up, this is the spinel color beading wire. We named this bead color spinel, even though it's kind of clear, it's got that pinky coppery tone to it, and we thought it looked really lovely with our spinel color wire. So if you wanted to bring out those pink red tones more, you can use a color like this behind it. Yeah, Susie, you sure can. You could definitely put a bead between the two crimps. You can do whatever you want. That's a great idea. I kind of did the two crimp thing on a whim because I was struggling with getting it back down, but that would be a nice way to break up the two crimps at the top, is to put a little bead in between and just make it part of the design. That's a great idea. Suzanne loves the smaller design. Yeah, I think the smaller design's really cute too. And you can make lots of different ones with this, with the 4 metal tones of the dagger, and then we've got 4 different colors of this particular bead. The only thing you need to have is a bead that can take 2 Softflex wires going through it. And then we have like 25 or 26 different colors of Softflex beading wire. So the possibilities are endless for you to play with, taking this design into lots of different directions. All right. I'm actually, oh, that was the other thing. I almost forgot. I'm wearing the jewelry on purpose so I would remember. So I just remembered. I am wearing this necklace we did a little while ago. It was a dagger bead pattern necklace. And I wanted to point out that these dagger beads, these are Czech glass dagger beads. So this is like a very traditional shape and size that you will find in Czech glass. And you'll find lots of different dagger beads patterns using Czech glass. These metal ones that TierraCast makes, they made them the same shape and the same size as the Czech glass. So you can use any dagger bead pattern that you find that would you normally use glass beads. You can substitute the metal, or you can even mix and match. So in this particular one, I could have added a metal one in the middle on all of these to kind of mix and match between the two. And I think that that's really a neat thing to note, because I know there's a lot of dagger bead patterns out there. So knowing that they are the same shape and the same size, you can easily swap out these metal ones for any glass pattern designs you find. I almost forgot, and that was why I was wearing that necklace. It's because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to tell you. All right, I think that's it for today. I'm actually gonna put on these earrings just to show you. They're pretty light, but they do have a decent amount of weight with the daggers and the beads. So they do have a little swing on there. And then this is the simple version. Hopefully you can see them as I turn my head and it's on my neck a little bit more. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. You'll find me here again next Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. Be sure to check us out at softflexcompany.com. And if you want to grab some of these new TierraCast beads and findings, it's 15% off until tomorrow. I'm sorry that some are getting kind of low, and it did look like the ones you were trying earlier, Suzanne and Lydia, only had like one left of each. So that must have been why you were getting the error message you were getting. But the rings, we just can't keep those ones in particular in stock. So I apologize for that. We're trying to get them ordered more and more quickly. And I think we're better right now than we have been. So they'll be coming soon. You guys, oh, I'm glad you liked all the versions, Gloria. Another wonderful design. Thanks, Suzanne. Good job, Tony. Yeah, I'm very happy to share with you guys. It's definitely a highlight of my week to be able to come on here and get a chance to play and work with all these great materials and inspire you with all these different design ideas. So I appreciate you being here, and I will catch you guys next week. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new here, subscribe to our channel so that you can be notified whenever we have some new videos to share. If you're on a mobile device, you may have to go into your settings and actually click to turn on notifications there to be notified of when we have a new video. This Wednesday, I almost forgot. I can't believe we're at the end of the month. So two announcements actually. Today is the last day to share your Spice Market designs in the Softflex VIB Facebook group. That's a group beading community we have over there. And if you purchased a Spice Market design kit, then it is it's the last, yeah, today is the last day to share that to win a future kit. And we are doing a new kit on Wednesday. So we've got Sarah opening up the Hocus Pocus design kit on Wednesday, and then we'll have a brand new kit to share with you guys as well. So stay tuned. It's always a big week this week for Kit Week, and I feel like it comes faster and faster every month. So I will catch you here next Monday, and I'll see you over in the VIB group, and I'll join you on Wednesday to see the opening, the reveal of Hocus Pocus, and see what Sarah creates with that particular kit. All right, have a wonderful week, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.